The tabletop takeaway.
Game mechanics on display.
Three designers share the stage.
Pick a genre and we'll play.
The tabletop takeaway.
Welcome back to the Tabletop Takeaway. I am Trevor Muller-Hagel.
I'm Ananda Gunaratna.
And I'm Charlie McCarran.
And today we're going to start our abstract multiplayer strategy game series with Element, which came out a while ago. There's a lot of different Element games out there, but this one uses a board and tokens. Kind of looks a little bit like Go, but with more theme to it. Plays completely differently, too. So in a nutshell, Element, you have the traditional 4 elements, fire, water, air, and earth, and that's Western elements, just to be sure I say that. And you are a sage on the board who is moving around using the elements to try and trap the sage to your left specifically. So every player is going after the person to their left, so they actually want the other players to survive long enough so that they can win by capturing their sage, which makes a really fun dynamic, definitely. So I would go over all the individual powers, but I don't know if we need to go into the nitty-gritty of it, but just know that each of the different elements has a very thematic feel to it. Like fire multiplies, water runs like a river, earth can be more stationary and can't be moved, and then air makes it so you can jump further and jump over things. So defensive, offensive, but no damage, nothing like that, because it's very much more of a traditional abstract strategy game.
Yeah.
Definitely a very traditional feel to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, first off, the idea that you have to block the player to your left is such a good thing for multiplayer abstract strategy because, I guess we'll find out in the other games how they do it, but you always run the risk of targeting one player.
Right, whoever's out first loses, or those are always kind of a rough thing. But this one ends when one person is completely surrounded and they cannot move on their turn after drawing element.
Yeah.
Which is it's a nice feel.
Yeah, attack left is great. And I mean, I don't know when more people don't use it for multiplayer because it lets you avoid player elimination. Maybe it just feels awkward, I'm attacking this person, but I'm being attacked by this person and I'm not going to retaliate.
Right.
Maybe it just goes against human nature or something.
Well, and I think even with the theme of the game, you're sages, and so being able to practice that restraint of attacking the person that just attacked you is almost part of the theme itself, which I think is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
You're actually going for just one person, and it's not the person who's attacking you.
Yeah.
I love that.
And the other mechanic that is cool, you're either drawing a certain amount of tokens or using those for movement points.
Yeah.
So you either move 1, draw 4, or move 3, draw 2.
Yeah,
That's
so
5
ultimately,
things
you
you
go.
just have to move once so that you can survive for the turn.
Actually, I'm not sure if you said, but the elements are like stones that you put on the board.
Oh, yes. They're tokens that you physically place on the board, and depending on what token it is, will determine kind of the impact on the board itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has also rock, paper, scissors, so the elements beat each other in kind of a circular fashion.
They can
And so
replace
they replace each other, but you never actually completely discard an element from the board. It's always building up more and more elements, or it's keeping the same.
I mean, you do replace you do discard the one that you replace from the board.
You don't reduce the number of total tokens on the board, is what I'm trying to
Right,
say.
yes. The number of tokens always...
So it's always getting more and more limited in movement.
Yes.
Except for water can go through fire.
Well, yes, and technically, if you have a stack of air tokens, you can also replace them with 1 fire token. So I guess tokens can be stored. Okay, so
anyways,
it feels like you're always building up the board more and more.
On average, the board will get busier, especially since the effect of Earth with the mountain range is that
more static.
It can't be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think another thing that people think with abstract strategy is pieces being placed out on the board and blocking patterns Go. It does feel like Go to me. Except that you're having to move a character around versus, or Othello maybe is more you're kind of making these blocking.
The fire mechanics make me think a little bit of Othello because with the way fire works is you put fire next to other fire and then you also place a fire on the other side, which is a
grows
bit
the
different.
fire.
Yeah, it's a little different than Othello, but it's still got sort of that feel of, find a line and, extend it.
I think this, like in a lot of good abstract strategy games, has a lot of emergent gameplay.
Yeah.
Where it's like simple rules, but they lead to really interesting interactions. And every turn was exciting there at the end. Like, ooh, am I going to draw the things I need to survive?
Because we were all surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was many times where it felt like, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm dead. But by some clever finagling of like replacing elements and using water to flow,
Yep.
we were able to survive.
Yeah.
And that makes also a very interesting thing about this game, because it's, to me, not to be like pedantic about it, but it's more of a tactical game than it is a strategy game, because you are reacting to every given moment and turn. It's hard to set up a long form strategy because you're randomly drawing elements out of the bag every turn.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what that'll look like fully. But you are still
Yeah.
trying to influence the board in a way, so you do have a higher strategy. But it's not like chess where all the information's on the board all the time. It's not like Go where you have everything available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole strategy versus tactics.
Yeah.
I guess I hear, I've heard a lot that my games are more tactical than strategic.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I kind of feel like if a game allows you to have a long-term strategy, I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but like if you never need to change that strategy, that doesn't seem like a great sign.
Right.
Especially if the game is pure strategy. And here when we talk about strategy and tactics, we're talking, of course, about long-term versus short-term. I think it's fine if a game is all tactics.
Yeah.
Some people complain about a game being all tactics, like,
Yeah.
I want to be able to have a strategy for the whole game. I don't think that's. I don't think that makes sense.
I actually just played a prototype yesterday that had this kind of thing where at the beginning it felt good that we could plan the whole game and strategize over what victory conditions
You're trying to achieve.
you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And then round one, there's 3 rounds, and like you choose which 3 cards you're gonna keep to score for each round. And round 1 and 2 felt great, and then round 3 was like, wait, I'm locked into this strategy,
And now I can't.
but now
complete
I
it.
actually have less choice on what I can do, and
Yeah.
so yeah, and my suggestion after the playtest was like, actually, I want more. Like the last round feels tactical. Like I can still make changes to this.
If you're not if there's no tactics, you're not reacting to the game.
Well, and I think if you look at games like Nemesis that we covered in our semi-co-op series, you have multiple objectives that are on your docket, and even when you get down to one card, because you remove cards as you play the game, when you get down to that last card, you still have 2 different things you can do, I think, right? So always having an option that doesn't lock you into one thing,
Yeah.
I think is good, because at any point then, okay, that is not going to work. I need to pivot and do this other thing instead. And it gives you that feeling of having options at least. Mm-hmm. Tactics is all options basically all the time, and you're reacting to every situation uniquely. And I like that a lot more because it kind of feels more immersive to me. Feels like you're more like on the edge of your seat. Yeah, I like tactics.
Yeah. And thinking about another way to think about strategy is like how long of a time is it between when you plan something and when you get a payoff.
Right.
Yes.
So it's kind of like they're all
feedback.
the same thing, but just on a different scale.
Yeah.
Like,
Multiple
Yeah.
tactics make up a strategy kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it over the course of multiple turns that you get the payoff for your decision, or...
Well, and it's important to give people feedback on their actions very regularly. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going after a strategy that doesn't pay off until the end of the game, it's going to be very hard to learn the game, to learn the game based on that, because it's so long before you get any feedback on what you're doing.
Yeah, if you only know at the very end of a game that's like 2 hours long, it's like that does not
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So, even when you have a long-term strategy, you need to give people regular updates on how they're doing by
Right.
giving them rewards for
Yeah.
what they're doing. You can't leave the rewards until the end of the game.
Yeah, and maybe that's like a common thing in prototypes that people might say, like, I'm not really sure what a good strategy is.
Right.
Because, yeah, maybe the game designer has the idea in their head about, like, oh, this is what you do to get to this, to this, to this. But it's like, well, what actually can I understand at the beginning of the game?
What can I safely explore without feeling like I'm going to lose?
Each action they take needs to give them something immediately,
Yeah.
I think. Anyway,
Anyway, so
That was-
Element.
that was a good tangent, though.
That was a great tangent.
Yeah.
So Element makes you choose how many things you're going to draw up front, which I guess I don't know if there's another way you would do that, because like once you've drawn all of the tokens,
I guess you could do one at a time.
You could do one at a time.
Like, because there was a lot of times when we needed water to survive.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, I guess I could have drawn one at a time. Well, not according to the rules, but...
Right.
Yeah, I think I think it's good that it makes you draw them all at once.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it's like a risk-taking thing, right? You need to decide how much you're going to risk up front.
And you get to choose after you make that choice. It's a singular choice, and then you have your pool of things to play with.
Yeah.
Where if it's one at a time, the just decision fatigue you'd have from every branch of that might be a little much too, because you'd just be like, okay, do I use this as movement or do I draw a token? Okay, it could be anything. I don't know. I'll draw a token. Okay, I can't use that. Okay, I'll put that there. Like, it just, like, it wouldn't feel as rewarding as coming up with, like, a strategy in that short term to figure out, like, oh, now I have these 2 earths and an air. I'm going to do this. And, like, it feels a lot more rewarding because you feel more clever, too, if you have it all at once.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess takeaways.
On the tabletop.
Well, I think my takeaway maybe is related to the attack left, your neighbor. But maybe specifically, like, it was kind of cool how the emergent strategy came out of, well, maybe I should be next to the person that the person that
I'm not attacking.
I'm not attacking. I should be next to them so that the person who is attacking them will put more stuff.
Well, try to not hurt you
Wait,
so that
no,
you don't
no,
get trapped.
Now I'm just confused by my own takeaway. But basically, like, the positioning of where we were mattered too, because like Ananda and I were next to each other, so we just got
Trevor
a
was
bunch
off on
of
his
stuff
own.
next to us, because Ananda was attacking me, Trevor was attacking Ananda, and that hurt me by being
Right.
next to him.
Right.
Meanwhile, Trevor's over there just like doing his own thing.
Frolicking through the meadow
Yeah.
of
So,
mountains.
yep. So yeah, but the main takeaway for me is that attack your neighbor
Yeah.
and defend from your other neighbor. It's just interesting.
Yeah. So it definitely feels underused.
Yeah.
I think it might just be because it feels weird thematically usually.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too. Is like, if it's not an abstract game, why am I against
Yeah.
this person? You want more reason for it.
That's a really good point. You can justify pretty much anything in an abstract game.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a sliding scale between abstract and non-abstract, because I guess
I mean, yeah, I always think of it like the game Assassin, I think, is like just you play it out
Right.
on a college campus or something.
Yeah.
I've never actually played it, but the idea is like one person. It's a big group game that happens over the course of weeks or
Kind
something.
of. Oh,
Or
I know, just doing a day.
maybe a day. But you get a name assigned, and that's the person you have to like kill with a squirt gun or something. And each person has a different person's name, so it's a big long chain.
Oh.
And that theme kind of makes sense, sort of like you're
But it's very
hired
abstract.
assassins, and you each have. And then I think if you kill them, you get their name, and so then you have to keep going through the line until there's only one person remaining.
the Master Assassin. So for my takeaway, I really want to kind of, looking at Element as a game, I wasn't sure if I was going to be fully sold on it or not until I fully understood the replacement rules. And I think the replacement rules of how, like, it's rock, paper, scissors basically with the 4 elements. And that adds so much more depth to the strategy as you're pulling things, manipulating things, maneuvering things. I really enjoyed how that little twist added just enough. So I think for abstract games, having that little twist that can add that second layer of kind of tactics or strategy, I think that's really helpful. Just have a little bit of an extra thing that can just kind of make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess for my takeaway, one rule that we weren't initially aware of, and then we figured it out by looking at the rule book, was that so the way that the water element works is you place a stone, and then you take all the stones in a line, and you move them as a river.
Yep.
And if it is not possible to move a river, then placing that water stone is illegal. And this is actually not how a lot of games would handle this, because a lot of the time, if you can only do part of an action, then you do that part of the action.
You do up to the part.
Yeah, you do as much as you can. So like I think the normal way it would be is just like, okay, you place a water stone, and then if you can move the river, you do.
Move up to.
Yeah, you move up to the full length. If you can't move the full length, that's fine. Just move a little bit shorter. But in this game, you're not allowed to make the move at all.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool because it lets you plan around it, for one thing.
Right.
Like, you can make sure there's not enough space to move a river to prevent your opponent from moving it. So I guess my takeaway is, don't be afraid to have choices, have like all or nothing requirements.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying do as much of the action you can, say if you can't do all of the action, you can't do any of the action.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's fine, and that's cool because that lets people play around with it and prevent it by preventing you from doing the whole action.
And I think that's really like indicative of abstract strategy games specifically, like having those hard rules, because then you can think through it and you can like analyze it, which is what you really want to do in abstract strategy games. I feel like that's a bigger draw to those games.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, what is the restriction on my things that makes the puzzle interesting?
Yes.
Yep.
They really make you think carefully about all the implications of the rules that you're given.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Versus, I think in contrast, like a lot of tactical combat games are sort of the opposite, where it's like, you can just move up to your movement and fire all the guns you can.
Yeah. And then you can attack and move, attack.
Right,
yeah.
because of the simulationism, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, this is how it would work in real life.
Why would I have to stop my movement? Why can't I just stop my movement and fire, then run away?
Yeah.
It's hit and run tactics. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's Element. And tune in next time as we continue our multiplayer abstract strategy series.
Hey, thanks for listening to The Tabletop Takeaway. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. So please tell your friends and visit our website at thetabletoptakeaway.com, where you can suggest games and mechanics for us to cover next on the show.